Hello world. So today I'm gonna show you how you can install Kali Linux or generally any Linux distribution alongside Windows or Mac on a physical drive, not just in virtual machine. So if you install it in a physical drive or SSD, you will have to shut down Windows in order to use Linux and have to shut down Linux in order to use Windows. So you might be asking, what's the point of that? Why can't we just use Linux in virtual machine and not bother installing it in physical hard drive? Well, you might know about virtual machines that they use the hardware resource of your host machine, the computer you're using right now, while running alongside of it. That's not good if you want to run CPU intensive and memory hungry tasks, right? That means CPU power, or rather say CPU cores and memory, gets divided. So if you install Linux alongside your host machine in actual physical drive, you'll have no problem. Now it's time to learn how you can accomplish that. As always, let's start with the files that you'll need. First, you'll need the Linux disk image file, and second, the application to copy the ISO file to flash drive in order to make it bootable. The download links of all the files will be in the description below. Now notice that this disk image file is not offline installer, it is actually online installer, since it downloads all the required packages while installing the system. I guess packages are more up to date. So it is just my preference. You can download whatever you like. Now open the Rufus application, and of course you need to insert your flash drive first. Now select your disk image file, and you can either choose GPT or MBR here. So if you choose GPT, make sure your computer system supports GPT. Otherwise you might need to switch back to MBR. I'll leave everything else default and click next. It is gonna give us some recommendation and warning message. Once we've made a flash drive bootable, we need to create a space where we're gonna install Linux in our drive. For that, right click on the Start menu and go to Disk Management. Right click on your drive and shrink volume as much as you need. Now we're ready for installation. First of all, restart your computer and enter into your boot menu and select your flash drive as your boot device. Now select graphical install. Now there is basic setup of your language, keyboard layout, and location. It is going to ask you to set your computer's name and create your user account. Now select your time zone and it will be ready for partitions. You can go for guided partitions, but I recommend manual partitions because we've created a free space earlier. Now select the free space that we've created and resize it a bit and use it as X4 file system and mount point as /. Leave everything else default. Again, select the remaining free space and use it as swap area. It isn't compulsory, but swap area just acts like a additional RAM for your computer. You can send all of your free space to X4 partition as well if you want. Now finish the partitioning and write the changes to the disk. It will start installing the system. After a while, it will ask you to select the components to install. I'm not going to change anything except the desktop environment. And this way, it is going to install everything that is needed. Now, it is asking you to install grub bootloader. I'll choose yes and select the drive. This is it for the installation. It will reboot automatically. Now it's time to check if everything is working fine. First, I'll select Linux. As we can see, Linux is working fine. Let's restart our computer and let's see if Windows is working. And Windows is working fine as well. So we seem to have no problem at all. If you have any problems, let me know in the comments. I hope you learned something from this video. So this is it for me in this video, and be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time.